Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to the Soulpreneur Network. We are here with my friend Jacque. Welcome.
Hello, thank you.
We are wrapping up a three-part series, as Jacque said, a trilogy, and I love that word, on awakening the feminine in business. And we are up to something special today. We are going to talk about a feminine quality in business and in life. You can apply this anywhere. But we want to do it justice, and we want to put it on stage, and we want to talk about it. And we want to raise the consciousness around this. So first, and that is collaboration. We are going to talk about collaboration today and how collaboration can make an impact and why it's important. But first, Jacque, please introduce yourself and tell everyone who you are and what you do.
All right, I'm Jacque Nelson. I actually have been channeling a group of spirits we refer to as the Mary Group for 22 years. It'll be 22 years on March 18th. And can't even tell you how much wisdom and everything I've gained from that experience and every single person who has interacted with them. So it's been amazing. That's what I do. We do offer, I realized I haven't mentioned this, we do offer private sessions. You can talk with the Marys one-on-one or one-on-9, I guess. We offer lots of different series and classes and meditations and different things like that. Anything that will assist you with, living from the inside out, realizing who you are and really valuing that and knowing how to live it in the world as the world is. Mary calls it rising in the midst. It isn't about getting the world around you to be right for you. It's about getting you to be who you actually are and then knowing how to live in the world really brilliantly. So.
Yeah, uniquely as you. And we have a special guest, 9 special guests today. Do you want to introduce them or say what's going to happen?
Sure. So the Marys will be coming through today. They'll have the majority of this time instead of me, or in addition to me, I might say. They are 9. There are 9 of the Marys, we refer to them. Gosh, maybe sometime, Kelly, I'll come on and we'll just have the Marys talk about who they are individually.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
They've come together as a unique expression that knows, that can reflect every aspect of who each and all of us are. So they'll be coming on, the Marys.
And they've been such a treasure and a gift in these conversations. So if you haven't caught the part 1, part 2, I encourage you to do that. It has been such a expanding conversation, and that just tickles my heart. So anyone tuning in for the first time, welcome. I'm Kelly Geisler Wilson. I'm a business coach for Soulpreneurs. So really, I help you bring your heart, soul, and energy aligned businesses online so that you can serve, you can contribute, you can share your genius with all of us in whatever capacity you are called to serve. So I help you launch, I help you scale, I help you grow, and I really do support the wholepreneur. And it is, really it's the business side, the tech side, and the mindset side, because it's an inside out job as well. Now, Jacque and I have been exploring the divine feminine, and I'm actually just going to preface this a second, because if you haven't caught the first 2 videos, the conversation that we are in is the rise of the feminine. And really what this is coming out of the toxic masculine culture of business and I'll say society, and really bringing it into balance. In the way that it's becoming into balance is the rise of the feminine. So it is not powering over the masculine, and it's not becoming the toxic feminine. It is about them meeting 2 together in a very healthy, divine way. So you can call it the divine feminine and the divine masculine. The blended leader is now what I'm calling it. I don't know. I'm always at the loss for words. And one of my most important qualities in my business, and I was crystal clear on this from the beginning. So when we talk about mission, vision, values, and etc., is collaboration, because I subscribe to rising tides lift all boats, and we are in it together. So today is all about collaboration. Marys will come in whenever they're ready, which is usually when it starts getting really heated. Jacque, we just started having our pre-conversation, and you are a wealth of information. How have you seen collaboration, in your experience? How has it helped? How has it served? How has it warmed your heart?
Oh, wow. One of the words that just bubbled up when you asked that is the brilliance of synergy. when, no matter what you're collaborating in, whether, and if it's in business, if it's in a family unit, if it's in a relationship, whatever it is, when we come together and we value what each of us brings, and we also assist with inspiring, rising that up and encouraging each other, there's nowhere we can't go. And while we can move, individually as solos and create, and I fully believe in that also, claiming your own and moving your own, there's no end to what we can do when we choose to show up together and collaborate. And like this, having these conversations, I feel so immediately like inspired and excited and rejuvenated and renewed into even my own passion for what I do. Just talking with you about, what you've got going on and what your insights are. And then also, in some of those instances, well, let's join forces. Let's get together. Let's bring what the quality of these three passions we have, synergize. Let's bring that to people. And there's also the collaboration for me of when anytime I'm working with somebody or the Marys are working with somebody, that person or those people become part of that collaboration. The Marys kind of talk about the energy of with and the power and the importance of with. And that, when we don't feel that, and I'll just share a really short story on that, is that they were talking with somebody who was telling them a story. She was asking, is it okay that I'm upset about this with my husband? And the Mary said, what you got, And she said, well, we were going somewhere and there were going to be a lot of people there. And I was going through a difficult time. And I knew that this particular group of people, it was going to be hard for me to be around and feel like I could stay in my skin. So I asked him if he could make sure he was near me during that time. And they got there. She said, from the minute we walked in the door, I hardly saw him. He was like, the closest he was to me is the other side of the room. And then sometimes I couldn't even find him. And she's like, what was that? Should I be upset with him? And I thought their response was amazing. And this does come into collaboration because, in all kinds of ways we collaborate. And they said, well, here's what the difficulty is you didn't feel he was with you. And so let's talk about that, because it's not about that one particular thing. First, you had to ask or let him know, which is okay. Do ask for what you need always. But they also said, here's the thing, what you desire in your relationship with your husband is that whether he's next to you in the living room or he's across your planet at traveling or doing something, he's with you, and that you have this with energy together. So even if you could only see him across the room, you could feel him with you. And then if that's what you need to help, you were needing to help stabilize you, it didn't mean you had to physically be there, but you could feel that. And she's like, oh, that's really what it is. So then you move forward with that. So if we don't feel like people are with us or that there's a place for us to be with in the world, and, if people are doing things, and that's where competition and competitiveness and all of those things come in, then we practice division, which isn't even, the Marys will say, isn't even real. We just practice it so much. We've, certainly experienced, but I love that when they say, it's not real. Oh, Mary, we've experienced division all the time. Yeah, but it's not really real. You're just making it up. And then, so you're making it seem real. Right. And so it's like, if in collaboration, the brilliance of like excitedly and intentionally choosing to, come together with one another and with ourselves, all the pieces of ourselves, there's just nothing that there's no stopping point for that. So it's brilliant.
That's awesome. And I'm going to use my language. And as I say that, I realize that's one of the beauties of collaboration, your language, Mary's language, my language. I do believe we are talking very similar concepts, energy. We're coming at it in different ways. So 10 people might resonate with me, 20 people might resonate with you, and 60 people might resonate with them. But the goal is 100 people resonated with us.
Yes, yes. And then they go resonate with other people. Right.
Right. So one of the shifts, and I think of, so I was thinking about, well, how does someone really, and I mean like truly align with collaboration and not fake it? I'm going to use that word, right? Because we can say we collaborate, but we still have that underlying competitive energy. Yeah. Right. And so that competitive is, I need to be better than you. I need to be different. I need to be, this or that. And so the answer, if you're thinking about that, one of the answers I might offer is, like Jackie just said, the perspective shift And I love the with language. I use the language of, really, if you tune into the, we are one,
Yeah.
the one breath, the one heartbeat, the one pulse, then you go into, and the Marys will go into union, I'm going to guess, because I'm not used to their language. And it's like, we are together. There is no separation. We are together. And I also am going to say, I agree with you on that synergy, because I'm excited that I know when you come together with me, we're creating like 1 + 1 = 3. And we've just created something that we couldn't do by ourselves.
Yes. Yeah.
And so I see collaboration as creation. And it's like, we just birth like a new energy into the world. I know, like these little bitty, like new energies, they come out into the world.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
But it really is about looking at your competition. What's driving that? What are the underlying beliefs that are driving that competition? Where are you feeling lacking to be able to completely say, like I'm confident, and I've been leading like this. So, like I've been noticing, meaning someone sees this video and let's just say 20 people want to sign up with Jackie and no one wants to sign up with me. And that's okay. That is not the purpose of this video, but let's just say that I can truly, truly know 20 people were just served, because I know I'm not the only, or you're going to get into this. I'm not the only answer.
Yes.
What am I, Jackie?
Out.
Yeah. I'm an answer.
Yes.
So that's kind of selfish.
Well, you move to limit everybody's possibility when you come from fear. And that, Marys did a long thing on living in the absence of fear, which is, and then, when fear stops everything. And so if I get afraid, let's do it the other way. Well, all these people listen, they all signed up with Kelly. I didn't get anything. Honestly, truthfully, I'm so excited. One, I'm just so excited for you that you're getting to like be who you are in the world with people. And I'm excited for them. And I'm excited for me,
Right.
And so it really is like, if you get fearful, then I can start, being afraid. Lack comes in, right? And then all of those things that drag us down and tear us apart and make us practice division, right?
Yeah.
Come in. And so instead it's truly, I really genuinely and authentically, it doesn't matter which way people go. It's that people go, that something activates and that what goes from there. Right. So then let's do some more. Let's find out what else can happen. I think when we stop, particularly when it's fear, everything's dead in the water and then nobody gets anything. And then that's just no good. So collaboration.
Amazing. And then, so let me offer the people watching, they're seeing us come at this conversation without us using words as everyone's winning, like everyone's winning. But if Jackie was like, man, I got to sign 3 people and I got to sign 3 people and you're my people and you're their people, you guys would be able to feel that and you wouldn't want to work with any of us nor listen to us.
And just a minute.
Okay. Marys are coming in.
Okay. We held back. Yes, here we are. Yes. Hello. So let's talk about that, because this is something we're speaking about. Hello to you. Hello. So everything is vibration first. Yes. And we really want to talk about that for a moment, with collaboration, with creating, with who you are in the world, with how things work, all of those sorts of things, because we'll give you an example of that if to help people really kind of go, oh yeah, I know, I've experienced that. Yes. So you can have a situation where you are moving, maybe you tell 3 people the same thing. Yes. And they have differing responses, but maybe 2 say the exact same thing to you about what it is you're moving with. Yes. One of them, you're going, oh, I just like, yeah, thanks, go away. Yes. Like, ooh, like, it's just like, doesn't register. I don't even want to listen to it. Yes. Mm-hmm. The other one, you're thinking, oh, that's some good stuff. Not quite there. And the other one who said the exact same thing as the first one, you're going, oh, it's exactly what I needed. Thank you so much. It's the exact same thing. Yes. The difference is the vibration. The difference is what's really going on within you. Your words are not what you're conveying. Yes, it's who you are, where you're coming from, what's operating with you. So yes, we saw Jackie doing the little gag thing. Yes, you're saying, oh, out of this, we need to get this result, with this. Everything in her cringes, like, that is so not what she's about. Yes, that can't be it. Yes.
Yep.
And so that's why some of the reasons you leave corporate world and the whole toxic male, masculinity and all of that stuff you're talking about, because it requires, and what we'll offer is it requires that dominance. I need to dominate this. That annihilates everything, really. Yes. And so it's the energy you're coming with, and people will be attracted to differing energies. And the other, in the other situation, someone else might hear that from that other person and think, oh, that's exactly what I needed to hear. It's about where you're coming from, who you're speaking with, what you actually need, allowing yourself to open your vibrational field, and to realize you know what you know before you even know you're trying to find it out. Yes. And so when someone's speaking with you or they're sharing something with you, it's okay. I can go in and close everything and try to prove something, and you're not going to hear the same thing as somebody else does. But if you really, that's why I always say, ask yourself questions, ask other people questions. That's an open, curious field. But if you're questioning yourself, you're blocked. And if you're questioning another, all that means is I've already decided what your answer better be. And if it's not that, you fail. Yes. So nobody likes to be questioned, truly. Yes. And some people like it as it may be, well, it can make me kind of try to rise up and I want to prove something. Yes. But still, that doesn't bring you out. That just brings some embattled energy out. Yes. And so, yes, collaboration and coming together, it moves through that vibrational field, and everything is vibration first. And you feel that. And it doesn't mean if I choose this, that one's wrong. It just means these are my, there's a song that says, follow your direction magnetically. Yes. And it's like, feel your pull, trust that, follow it, find out, know that that's how my answer is going to be revealed to me. And yes, the answer can only be found in the whole as a collective. That's where the answer is. And it's because of every one of those voices and truths and souls is in it together. Yes. An answer, you all are in every moment. And so that is also, I am an answer, not I am the answer we see as action in humanity. We may have spoken about this, that, because now I'm the answer, there's a burden on me to prove it, to stand by it. I can't be in a collaboration because what if they do something better than me? And then my standing as being the answer falls away. Yes. And so now I have to try to get more dominant and competitive and those sorts of things. But I'm an answer, and you're an answer, and you're an answer, and you're an answer. What can happen here? Look at, what the two of you coming together. And we always say, bring in the third option causes infinity. Yes. If you take the this and that out of it, which the two of you aren't doing, but if say you were opposing, well, I have this idea. Well, I have this idea. And it just stands there because neither one of you, if you don't decide to be curious, but if you don't want to collaborate, be curious. Yes. And so then you're just standing still. So then you bring in the third option. What's, take the this or that. Yes. Well, what if there's a third way? Oh, what if this and that can get curious about that third way? What if the third way brings in another idea that this and that hadn't brought in? Yes. Now you can have a conversation that is edgeless. That's the energy we believe of collaboration, coming together, being willing to find out, and knowing you get to choose, you get to choose, you get to decide, you get to follow your direction, and everybody else does too. It isn't, let's make sure everybody agrees and goes in the same way. Yes. We're just one more, and we promise we'll give a little room. We'll take a breath. Yes. We were speaking with someone just today, and we've of course had this conversation before, because we always talk about anytime you're against, it's never going to take you where you want to go. I'm against that. I'm practicing against, I'm acting in against. Truly, you're never going to land where you truly want to go. It's just the truth. So we always ask, what are you for? Yes. So here's what we were talking about somebody today. You can authentically be for somebody being for what they're for. Yes. And you can do that without having to agree with them or anything. That's that unconditional. I can love you right where you are, being for what you're for yourself. Yes. while I love me right where I am, being for me, being for what I'm, what's for me and what I'm for, because we all get to choose, and never give that right away to anybody. We had someone years ago ask, Mary, who's my guru? Who's my guru? Please tell me. And we were taken aback a bit, if you could imagine. Yes. And we said, well, you are. Yes. and this young man's face was like, what? Because he wanted so badly to have someone that he could follow that could help him know. You have to be your own guru. And then you can, of course, have supporting roles. That's that with energy. Yes. I need supporting roles. I want to be in it with others and to gain from others and to offer to others. But you have to know you're your own best role model. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm being reminded of a comment that I was in. I was in a Facebook group and someone said the same thing. And my answer was, you are your own guru. The answers are within. And they came back and said, but that's for someone that's, like more experienced. What about the new person? What about the new person that like they need someone to help them, tell them that it's okay to have this and this and this and this.
Well, okay.
Yeah, let's go there.
Okay. And when we would say, if that's where you truly are, well, this is where I am right now of that belief. Okay. Just make sure there's an and in there that includes you. It's me and someone who I can collaborate with and move with. That may be replaced by someone. People look to replace themselves with someone else all the time. And it's not what they actually want. And that's why we say there's such a big difference between taking care of somebody and caring for somebody. Yes. Because if you take care of somebody, and we're going to say this, it might cause some things to go off for people. It usually does, little furrowed brows. Yes. The only being you are to take care of ever in the world is yourself. It's just the truth. Yes. And you are to care for yourself and every other particle of existence. And when you do that, the thing is when you're taking care of yourself, that's an honor. That's a brilliance. That's me actually really getting to have my life in my hands. Yes. And my way, in existence and all of those sorts of things. Many have said to us, well, I have to take care of my children, and we said, here's the thing. If you take care of your children, it has burden in it. It'll wear you out and it'll get to be filled with strife. And then you'll start trying to tell them what to do and how they need to operate so that you don't get so tired or so afraid, or all those shoulds come in and shaming and all of those sorts of things. You can do the same thing with your children, such as providing, a place for them to live, food for the table, guidance for what they need, by caring for them. And that fills you because it's a partnering and you're not replacing them. You're partnering with them. You're being with them. You're recognizing them, and they can recognize themselves and recognize you as that supporting role. Yes. That's an amazing way to be with a child, a friendship, a spouse, somebody in your, company, whatever it is, to care for one another. Doesn't move to replace them. And it's such a significant thing, particularly in collaboration, because if you're collaborating, but not really, as you said, faking it, then you want people to, how many children, you will see this with kids. Well, here, you're going to be this character in my play or in my story with these dolls. And this is what you say next. And this is what you say next. And they're scripting everybody. Yes. What happens when you feel safe enough with yourself to not script everybody? When people are truly collaborating, they're excited about what they don't know yet, not what they're controlling. Yes.
So much stuff I want to get into. I'm going to ask you a question. I don't know where we're going to go with it, but I would love to hear your take on this.
Okay.
So I'm thinking about the people listening to this video. They will be people that are delivering a service, often coaches or consultants, and they're working one-on-one or one-to-many. And I do know that there can be certainly like this hierarchy of, right, my coach is my guru, my coach is better than me. We put them on a pedestal and I'm learning and giving away my power. So what could that look like? And I just really want to hear your words of approaching one-to-one or one-to-many group, coaching conversation in a collaborative energy.
So coaches speaking with each other?
No, coaching a client or coaching 5 clients.
Okay. Well, it is first for the coach to not pedestal themselves, because if you do that, you are already saying, I need to be the answer. Yeah. And you're allowing the clients to say you are the answer. And so it's kind of dispelling that and recognizing that I'm an answer. You found me for a reason. You're an answer. Yes. And you're an answer. If we're in a group together, we're all in answers with each other. And so, you know, that depedestaling is one of the very first things we talked about, is because a pedestal will always fall, and the person who falls off of it gets hurt and the person under it gets hurt. Yes. And so it is like, let's get rid of those. And also don't depedestal, don't sub people. Yes. You're not as good as me, or I'm going to put you down there. Right. So it's to really, you know, really value and bring out that we're all here with a piece of this puzzle. And, you know, while I certainly have something to share and to offer, and I am an answer in it, and I'm so grateful and happy to be participating, you know, without you fully partnering, we can't get anywhere. So we need your value, your equal value, and we need my equal value and your equal value and such. And when we can do that, and then it's more not, let me come to you for the answers. Let's come to each other to generate the questions that explore all of the answers that are possible. And then, of course, one of my skills as a coach, yes, you might say, is I love knowing how the dots connect, or sharing how I see how the dots connect, or offering some insight, or asking some questions that can stimulate your knowing that you have a way, and you just are connecting your own dots, whatever it is. So it's addressing it perhaps up front to say, you know, it's the round table. It's not, you know, I'm at the head of the table. That's another way of taking dominance, which, you know, is what causes that toxicity. Yes. In anything. And because really the truth is, when you run a group of people, when the synergy starts to come together, you get really elated, like, oh my gosh, look what's happening. Look what this person is talking about. And look what that spurred in that person. And look what's coming out. You didn't know, you couldn't have choreographed that. Yes. If you tried to control it or make it happen. So when you let people know that they're free and invited to be of what's happening through themselves, everything can happen. That's a collaboration. Yes. And so is that helpful in looking at it that way?
Tremendously. You connected some dots for me. And the way why I do some things, and what I even experienced in my last group program. So I'm just going to talk personally for a second. And I did see that synergy starting to happen. I'm like, I need to get out of this, hold space for it to continue, you know, and the coach's opportunity is to be aware, to bring the energy of collaboration, to bring voice to it, and get people, you know, to understand what's they're inviting and hold space for it. And there was a time when the group synergy started happening, and it was like, oh, I need to get away. I need to step back.
Because, oh, yes, that's a skill. Yes.
Yeah, we're creating more in this moment. Yes, we are. Yes. What's a good word for that? Creating the more.
Creating the more. Let's just put more words in it. Yes. Whew, the more. Yes. It's like the gust, the whoosh. Yes.
And I'll just echo. I have said this and seen this time and time again. You can't orchestrate that. You can't come up with it in your mind. What comes together, the more that gets generated, is magical.
Yes. Not without severely limiting it. So let's talk about just that little scenario we gave you, where, you know, the child tried to figure out how to replicate its environment by controlling everything. Yes, because it isn't born with that. Yes, you learn how to do that for survival. Yeah. So if in this instant you had said, oh no, I've scripted everything, so you can't, I mean, I can feel this happening, it's getting out of control. No, you need to, you know, in your group, if you would have said, okay, let's rein it in. You guys are getting a little, you know, ahead of ourselves, and let's make sure we're staying according to the script, or what I already know. That couldn't have happened. What happened there, and what it birthed, not only in them in that moment, but into the whole world, would have gotten, yes. And so it's part of your skill as a coach is to not only recognize those moments, and also to get like really excited about those moments. And know, if you got in competition there, you have to say, well, I have to see how I can take credit for this. Yes. And instead it's like, wow, look what's happening. Now my role just changed to holding this beautiful organic unfolding of all these brilliances touching each other. Let's do that. That's a blast. Yes.
Oh, you've been a treasure trove of information. I'm going to listen to this again because it was that good. This is our last conversation together for the Soulpreneur Network. I just want to give you the floor and just say, is there anything else that you think that we have not covered that would be helpful? I mean, I'm sure you could talk hours, so, something to wrap it up.
Truly, we've touched on so much, and we believe that you, Kelly, bring such a true magic to what you are doing, because it has such wide celebratory invitation to it, and your belief, it just radiates from you, your belief in the possibility of who each person is and what this world is actually about, and your excitement to generate that, to get together with people, to inspire and to remind people, you get to do that. You get to really be actively alive and to desire. There's such a teaching of don't want too much or you'll be disappointed. Be willing to be disappointed and let the disappointment inspire you to find another way to reach, to find a third option. Yes, because what you're moving with is extraordinary. We're so honored to have gotten to participate with you and to move in your world in any way that we can. And so we don't see anything that's missing. Keep moving with what you are. And we invite anybody who tunes into this and anybody they share it with to breathe their own breath and to know, you didn't come in with control and shame in you. And it's not even looking for where did that happen. It's to remember, wait a minute, if I could breathe that first breath and it was really my essence breath, I can connect with that and bring it open and find out what else there is to be and do.
Yeah. And I just happen to facilitate breath work. So
I'm
just adding that together.
Yes.
Let's learn to breathe again. Let's breathe again. A whole breath.
Your own breath. Yes.
Thank you so much. It has been a deep honor to co-create and collaborate with you and Jackie.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Be
Thank
well.
you.
Indeed.
And this has been the highlight of my year, Jackie.
Fun. Me too. It's just been a blast. I've loved every minute of it.
Ah, yes. Okay, actually, we're still on camera, so let's we are about to sign off. We're a little bit discombobulated because that I hope you were moved by that conversation. It moved me. I have no doubt it moved Jackie. And when we listen to this again, such a tremendous gift. I just want to say thank you, to the Marys, and to everything else that made this conversation possible. You know what I thought about today? May these conversations live on because they are recorded. They are available to be shared, and may they live on because they certainly will. And I don't know if you agree with me. They're going to reverberate.
Yeah, I do. And one of the fun things is, if you're listening, listen more than once, and listen when you're in different moods, and listen when you are excited, and listen when you're feeling challenged, because you will hear different things all of the time because of that vibration, how we're showing up in our moments, and just listen with choosing your yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, such a treasure trove. And it's progressively have gotten juicier and juicier for me. So listen to the whole part, the 3-part series. Yeah. It's a gift from our hearts and the Mary's hearts to yours. So Absolutely. Thank you for tuning into our trilogy. And okay, so Jackie's information is going to be on the bottom. My information is going to be on the bottom. If you want to be in deeper conversation with us, that's what we are here to offer you. I also want to say, if you are a soulpreneur and you want support on your soulpreneur journey, please go ahead and subscribe and click that little bell to be notified. And let's do this together. Join the conversations. This is about raising the consciousness, doing it differently, doing business differently, and really doing life differently. So join the journey with us.
Thank you, Kelly.
That's it. Thank you, Jackie.